Welcome to the Market Action Podcast for Tuesday, July 23rd. Today's story is that chip stocks are flying. Are you ready? Hello, this is David Russell for TradeStation. Chip stocks are one of the most volatile and exciting parts of the market. Not only do they embody all the thrills of new gadgetry and innovation, they also trade with plenty of drama, shooting higher when a cycle of orders starts to improve and then crashing when fears of weaker business take hold. Fear was the primary emotion for most of 2018 as years of double-digit growth came to a halt. Interestingly, the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index briefly hit a record high in that March, but then failed to hold it. It lagged all the way through year-end and crashed into Christmas. But this year, just the opposite is happening. The index is up more than 35% and already made a new high. It's also crushing the broader market's 19% gain. Buyers think last year's slowdown was just a pause, rather than the end of the cycle. They were encouraged by signs of discipline from management teams, which quickly reduced output as orders slowed. That helped prevent the worst scenario of an inventory glut leading to a downward price spiral. Some takeovers, like Infineon's purchase of Cypress Semi and NVIDIA buying Mellanox, also maintained confidence in the space. Another big story was Qualcomm's major patent settlement with Apple. Then you started getting some good earnings and product wins from companies like Advanced Micro Devices and Micron Technology. Slowly but surely, the bears retreated. And now the market's starting to envision some other real positives. Recently, we've heard about 5G networking, a new technology that will make wireless communications about 100 times faster. That will make all kinds of things possible: artificial intelligence, augmented reality, self-driving cars, even smarter buildings. Of course, it will require tons of investment in cellular towers over the next half-decade, remaking not only the way we live, but also the technology sector. 5G is a big deal, a huge deal, a multi-trillion-dollar trend with the potential to impact countless stocks over dozens of quarters. Don't ignore this story. And for more, check our news feed at insights.tradestation.com. Next, some analysts, especially the crowd over at Goldman Sachs, have been echoing Micron's belief that memory chip prices have bottomed. This might sound boring, but anyone who's traded Micron knows it's anything but that. The other big mover in the niche is Western Digital. Here's another little factoid I bet you haven't heard about anywhere else. Chip jobs are coming back in the United States. As Market Insights covered at the time, June's non-farm payrolls report showed some of the biggest gains in years for electronics and chip-making workers. Is that a sign of broader growth? Finally, President Trump's trade war with China and actions against Huawei have worried investors because the Asian country consumes almost half the world's chips. But that hasn't stopped an apparent rebound in the industry, which brings us back to the old adage of bull markets climbing a wall of worry. Nervous Nellies complain about risks from the sideline, but then grudgingly chase higher prices as worst-case scenarios fade. In conclusion, we're still in the thick of a major technological revolution for computing power, data centers, mobility, AI, and countless smart devices. Semiconductors are the raw material of the boom, just like coal and steel were in the old smokestack days. Also, chips have led the bull market since mid-2016. They took a pause last year but are now flirting with new highs as investors look for the longer-term growth story to continue, especially as 5G networks start to roll out. Are you ready? Thanks for listening to the Market Action Podcast. This has been David Russell for TradeStation.
The preceding podcast was for educational purposes only. All of the symbols and trading ideas discussed were for demonstration purposes and not recommendation. Active trading is not suitable for everyone. You can find additional disclosure information on the TradeStation.com website. Thank you for listening.